I walked through the glass doors of Harrington and Company's flagship like I'd walked into my own life, except today I felt like a stranger. My suit was rumpled from the red-eye, my briefcase heavy, and the woman behind the counter looked at me the way someone looks at a problem they don't want to solve. "Excuse me, sir. Are you lost?" she said like she was offering directions, not dignity. You know what I mean? That one line, simple, polite, landed like a verdict. Let me set the scene. My name's Daniel Carter. I run a retail chain, 112 stores, headquartered across the country, valuation north of $1 billion, give or take. I've signed the numbers. Built the training modules, put our founding line. Every customer deserves to be seen on the wall at every store. I came back after 6 months away. Family stuff, funerals, the kind of leave that makes you rethink everything, and I decided to drop into store number 1 unannounced. Not to catch anyone, not to stage a scene, but to see if the thing I built actually lived in the day-to-day, or if it sat pretty on corporate slides. Act 1. The hook, the small wounds. From the minute I stepped in, everything felt electric and wrong at the same time. The lights hum, the floor is cold under my shoes, and Rachel Park, the store manager, flips her tablet like she's swatting a fly. She smiles, but not at me, at everyone else. The white couple by the scarves. Warm smiles, suggestions, the whole curated friendliness routine. Me, I pick up a navy blazer, hand-stitched lapels, the kind of fabric you only talk about when you care, and the price tag feels like a note left on the counter that says, "You don't belong here." "Can I help you find something?" Rachel calls over, but her voice is wrapped for another audience. When she gets to me, the smile thins. "That one's high-end, sir. We have more affordable options in the back." It's the softest form of dismissal, like being shooed into existence as something less than. I put the blazer back. "Just looking," I say, simple, factual, but she doesn't hear it like that. I could have flashed my card, shown my business card, said Daniel Carter CEO, and watched the room rearrange itself. Sometimes power makes things simple, but not today. Today, I wanted to feel how the store treated someone who didn't fit their mental picture of a customer because I needed to know whether our policies actually changed behavior. Act 2. The turn, the escalation. It escalates the way it always does. Small indignities, then a nudge, then a shove. Rachel watches me like I'm bait. She signals Mike, the security guard, who shifts from a polite presence to a looming figure. I take a photo of a wrong price tag, market research, I tell myself, and she snaps. Photography isn't allowed. Pointing to a sign that wasn't there last quarter. "Please delete it." I delete it, but the air's different now. Mike steps in. "This gentleman was taking photos of merchandise," Rachel says, crisp and certain. "Sir, I'm going to need you to step over here." I show him my phone, deleted, nothing there but the hand on his radio, the way other customers pretend not to watch the look on his face. It's all an accusation delivered in silence. My card declines because I'd been traveling, because fraud detection is a vigilant little beast, and suddenly I'm in a more precarious place. Rachel asks for ID. The checkout scanner complicates itself like a conspiracy. The white couple from earlier breezes through their upsell while I stand a man who pays the salaries of people in this very store being processed like a threat. I could have said, "I'm the CEO," then. It would have been theatrical, quick, a mic drop moment. But I didn't. Instead, I wanted to see the shape of the problem, how deep the habit went, how the assumptions on the floor matched the policies on a PowerPoint. So I step back, hold the tie I'd chosen like a small artifact, and watch. When the assistant manager Tom shows up, he's polite, efficient, but he doesn't know me either. "Sir, do you have another form of payment?" He asks, the way someone asks when they assume you're bluffing. Lines tighten, conversations muffle, and it's clear this is a rehearsal for a regular story. Then I laugh. Not at them, not bitterly, just a quiet laugh, the kind that says, "Do you have any idea?" They don't. So I make a call. I call back to our headquarters, ask to be patched through to Tom's office phone. When Tom's office line rings in front of everyone, the floor shifts. Recognition is a physical thing. It has a sound. People look at each other like the set has been flipped open, like the stage lights revealed the back room. Act 2. Pivot. The reveal, the lesson. I don't scream. I don't make a scene. I gather them all staff on the floor, and I start to tell the story slowly. I describe the glances, the micro-decisions, the policies that sound fair but get applied differently depending on who's standing in front of them. Rachel interrupts defensive. I was following policy. And I say, you were following instincts, the ones we didn't notice teach us. I hand Rachel my business card. She sees the name she sees on the signs and payslips. She sees the logo she sees every day. Her face crumples. I'm so sorry, she whispers. That's the thing about apologies. Sometimes they are opening lines to something better. Sometimes they're curtains pulled too late. I don't fire her. I don't scapegoat Tom or Mike. I tell them we're going to use what just happened as training material. We'll pull every angle from the security footage capture, every exchange, and build a real training program made in part by the people who were in the room. You're going to be part of it, I tell Rachel. We're not shaming, we're learning. It stings, and it should. Real change isn't a press release, it's the ache that follows when you see yourself and don't like what you see. Act 3. The payoff. The fallout. The spark. 3 weeks later, the store looks different in ways you can't hang on a wall. Rachel greets a young man in jeans and a hoodie the same way she greets a suited executive. Mike adjusts security protocols. They're designed now to keep people safe, not to profile them. Tom runs data that shows customer satisfaction rising. Repeat visits ticking up. The metrics are nice profits, up engagement, up, but the real proof is smaller. A mother and daughter who once looked intimidated now sit in a dressing room laughing a salesperson recommending options without assuming budget. The video a customer took that afternoon, it circulates. People say a lot on the internet, outraged, skeptical, supportive, but most of the comments I remember are the ones that say, "That happened to me." Real people writing real short lines. People I'd never meet telling me their story. The thing I did buy that day, the jacket, cost a number. The change it bought cost more than money. And yes, not everyone buys this narrative. Some say we staged it, some say we monetized it, others say corporate wokeness sells. Those are valid critiques in their way. Accountability includes skepticism. My answer is simple. If we're going to be judged, judge us by what we change, not by how we look on a newsfeed. If we use a painful moment to teach thousands of employees to treat people with dignity, then the awkwardness, the embarrassment, the PR, whatever you want to call it, is worth the work. Finale. The open question. The call to action. So here's where I leave you not with a tidy lesson, but with a question. Have you ever been the person who was watched like a problem? Have you ever been the one doing the watching without even knowing it? Did you speak up, or did you look away? And if you ran a business, what would you change tomorrow? If this story landed with you, if it irritated you, warmed you, pissed you off, say so. Comment below with what you think was right or wrong and how this played out. Tell us about a time you saw bias in action, or a time you were the person who had to be taught. If you manage a team, tell me one concrete thing you'd change after hearing this. If you're a customer, tell us what dignity looks like when you walk into a store. I promise you this transformation isn't a one-night show. It's a muscle you build by refusing to sleepwalk through the hard stuff. Share this video with someone who manages people, someone who works the floor, someone who thinks that won't happen here. Let's turn the moment that embarrassed a store into the movement that changes an industry. Your voice matters. Your stories matter. And if you believe even a little that everyone should be seen before they're judged, drop a comment. Tell the truth. Start a conversation. Help us make this better.